I'd like to call the Tuesday, July 20th meeting of the San Joseph County Board of Commissioners to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item on the agenda is opening reading of bids. It appears there are none. Moving on to reports and requests. Board of Commissioners. First item is the accounts payable docket. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. All right, now we move on to the business of the month. Commissioner Fleming.
This month's business of the month is Resale to the Rescue. Resale to the Rescue is a nonprofit started 5 years ago and takes donations of clothing, jewelry, houseware, and home decor and sells them to the public. Proceeds from these sales go to support 5 animal charities: Heartland Small Animal Rescue, Pet Refuge, Meow Mission, France Fund, and South Bend Care. There are also financially supported 16 different groups in our community. We are proud to name Resale to the Rescue as our June Business of the Month. Thank you for all you do to support animal welfare in our community. Jan Caudell is owner and founder of the business, and she is here, and I'm so honored for that. Please come up and make some comments. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming over the other day and visiting us. That was very nice of you to do. We're honored to be recognized. We've worked really hard the last 5 years. We have donated $464,000 in the last 5 years. It has all stayed in our community. It has helped various animal rescue groups. As I was putting together a list for you of all the groups that we've helped, I didn't remember them all when we were talking. But I have a list. I don't know if you want me to read this all, but we have several animal groups that we've helped. And then we also have helped several, I call them two-legged groups. Because when we have things that don't sell or we have things that we can't sell, we pass those on to other organizations that can use them. So anyway, we're very honored. We hope to get the word out about our store. It's a treasure, and we're doing a lot of good in our community.
Yeah, and you want to let us know where it is, though? It's in Mishawaka.
Yeah, it's in Mishawaka. It's 905 West McKinley. We're right across from Chuck E. Cheese. Very easy to find. Look out, and there's the mouse. So we're right there.
Oh my gosh, when I was in there visiting, I was so impressed with all the things you offered. Wow, oh, this is lovely, lovely. And I really was impressed with then the donations that you've made too. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And you know, she retired. She was a teacher.
Yeah, I'm on my second retirement now.
That's right, that's right. So it's really nice that she's moving forward. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that I can help the community. So
Well, I'm glad you're helping.
thank
too.
you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Here, hon.
Come up for a quick picture.
Sure. Do you want me to take this off of here then?
It's red.
Well, they said I want to scare you. There you go. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Congratulations. Appreciate it. Come back and shop.
All right, now we'll move on to Citizen of the Month.
Citizen of the Month? I don't have any information, I mean, other than, do you have? I just have the name Amy Prince and Christian Sikorsky. Is that right?
Yes, so
Yeah, yes. I'm
So,
sorry.
so we've got a note from Rachel Rawls at the Purdue Extension. She'd like to recommend 4-H volunteers Amy Prince and Kristen Sikorsky-Conklin
Right. Yes.
for their outstanding efforts during the 2021 St. Joseph County 4-H Fair as Esther Singer Building managers. This volunteer leadership role is vital for the success of 4-H Static Project Check-In Week and for the 9 days of fair. Amy and Kristen have spent countless hours prepping the building, leading other volunteers in the display case cleanup night, building setup, and provided guidance during the week of 4-H Project Check-In. Amy has been a 4-H volunteer for 23 years, and Kristen has been a 4-H volunteer for 18 years. Their knowledge of the Esther Singer Building static projects and their 4-H volunteer experience has proved to be essential as new 4-H educators experience the St. Joseph County 4-H Fair for the first time. Their guidance and support made 4-H Project Check-In and 9 days of fair a success. And I would say this is a rare occurrence that we normally limit our award winner to one, but you both were such strong candidates and came with such a strong recommendation. We're going to honor you both. So thank you so much. If you guys want to come up and say a couple of words, or anyone would like to come up and say a couple of words, and if you'd rather not, that's fine too.
Well, go ahead. We have 30 minutes to fill, so go on up.
There's also a freestyle rap portion of this for you guys as well. So.
All right, good morning. Well, I'm not going to rap, but I'm going to talk about Kristen for a minute since she is here with us today. Kristen has been on the Esther Singer Building Project Manager list for a while. And in addition to interning in the past when she was younger, and then being on the fair board as a volunteer for us, which is a year-round volunteer effort as well. She's also on the advisory council for the 4-H program. So we see her on a daily basis pretty much with all the stuff that she does. And in addition to being a manager for the Esther Singer Building projects during the week of fair, she was also in charge of marketing and advertising during the fair as well. So you might have seen her on TV talking about how great the 4-H program is. And in between all of that, she was walking around with her son, Kogan, who is a second-year 4-H member. So she's also a 4-H mom as well. We definitely could not do all of this without her. Same for Amy Prince. She is camping this weekend, so she's not with us today. They're celebrating post-fair with a nice vacation. So same goes for her, all of the stuff that she does. She and her husband also work hard with the advisory council and other 4-H projects, and she has children in there as well. So we're just very thankful for both of them. Thanks.
Thank you.
You want to at least come up and take a picture? Outstanding. And finally, our Youth of the Month. Do you want, yeah, say a couple, kind of start things off.
All right, hello again. So the Youth Citizen of the Month is Taylor Hazley. She's a 4-H member with us in St. Joseph County. She has done the beef project, sheep, swine, all of it. And in addition to that, she's also the youth president for, or an officer on all of those. Last year, one of the most impressive things that we saw with her during COVID, when we were considering, the 4-H fair, should we cancel, should we not, should we host a beef show? Taylor was one of the 4-H members who was very active in making sure that some form of a beef show still happened. So she was the one that was pushing the virtual option, since that was our only option. They were very in favor of still being able to showcase their animals somehow. And so we were just very impressed with her leadership as a teenager, being able to speak to adults with, a good manner, and very respectful and responsible. And so we're just very proud of her and all the stuff that she does. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we'll give you this award to make sure that it goes to her, but please make sure we pass along just our thanks. And it's great that we can at least take a few minutes to honor all the great work that's done through 4-H and at the fair. There's the dedication of hundreds of people that make that happen. So we appreciate everything that you do.
With her, and then send it to Frank or myself to go on our County Commissioner Hall of Fame wall.
All right, moving on to economic growth, Region 2 Workforce Development Elected Officials Agreement. So this is the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which provides federal funding to state and local regions to provide employment training. Things, and this is right now, the designation of Regional Chief Elected Officer of this body goes to Mayor Dave Wood. So this is just a piece that just kind of continues the relationship that we have. Did I miss anything, Mr. Woods?
I've reviewed the agreement. It meets with my approval.
Questions or comments? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve this agreement?
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes. And this is in agreement and partnership with other counties in our region as well that facilitates this workforce development funding. Next, agreements with Nyhart Actuary for 2022 health plan and COBRA rate calculations. Ms. Kim.
Kimberly Karkowitz, Human Resource Director, St. Joseph County, offices on the 7th floor of this building. I bring to you today an agreement with Nyhart, our actuary that we have used for many years. As we start working on open enrollment, they go through and review our plans, both the active, the retiree, and our interlocal agreements. They will be putting together the reports to make sure that we are continued to have a healthy medical plan. So on this, you'll see 2 separate agreements, one showing the 2 interlocals, and then one being the active and retirees.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve this agreement with Nyhart Actuary?
Second.
We have a motion to second. Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Thank you, Kim.
Thank
This
you.
is a great step that we do to make sure that the steps that we're taking with our county health plan are where they should be and the costs are where they should be. So we appreciate this work to that end.
Yeah, those annual financial adjustments are good. Thank you.
All right, moving on to bills passed by the St. Joseph County Council at a public hearing held on Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. The council took the following action. Bill 7021 became ordinance 5921, setting salaries for Psap. Bill 6821, which is ordinance 6021, salary amendment for the prosecutor. Bill 6921, ordinance 6121, salary amendment for the auditor. Bill 6721, ordinance 6221, salary amendment for the sheriff. Bill 6621, ordinance 6321, the monthly transfer and appropriations. Bill 6321, ordinance 6421, hazard pay for the St. Joseph County Superior Court. And finally, Bill 6121, Ordinance 6521, an amendment to the St. Joseph County Code. Any questions or comments regarding any of these items? Mr. Ray, by all means. Not Mr. Ray, Mr. Schultz. Well, either one.
Well,
Either
whatever.
one. They're both good.
Potato. Good morning, Ray Schultz, Executive Director at Psap, Office at 5826 Downey Avenue. I want to get and speak about the ordinance passed by council last week and our appreciation of all the efforts that went into that process. Our attorney, Mr. Augustino, our senior advisor, Bobby Kay, Commissioner Krasinski, Commissioner Dieter, you guys put a lot of time and energy into doing this process. I was in a meeting last week with a lot of other 911 directors from across the country, and I spoke about this in that this ordinance that you guys are considering to that group, and they use the word game changer. The respect, the willingness to keep our staff that we have on staff in a time where we're short and times are tough is really appreciative by myself. Help keep me off the radio, which all the responders would definitely appreciate as well. So I appreciate that. I ask you guys to pass that, and thanks. Be happy to answer your questions.
Are there any questions or comments either for Ray or from the board in general about any of the items that council took action on? Hearing none, is there a motion?
A motion to approve these bills passed by the St. Joseph County Council.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Ray. Moving on to the Health Department, request approval to apply for grant funds to provide financial compensation for the administrative costs of participating in the CDC and HRSA COVID-19 vaccination program. Good doctor.
Good morning. Amy Rupi sends her greetings. She's next door she's selected for the jury. So Bob Einters, health officer, St. Joseph County Department of Health, offices on the 8th and 9th floor. As Commissioner Costiglione just mentioned, we request the commissioner's approval to apply for grant funds to provide financial compensation for administrative costs for participating in the CDC and HRSA COVID-19 vaccination program.
Any questions or comments?
Do you have a ballpark? What would that grant be worth?
Yeah, we do, but we don't. So each vaccine, there's an administration charge for each vaccine. It's changed over the months. And this is all set by the federal government, and it's the insurance companies that are charged. And so originally it was about $25 per vaccine, and then it rose to $40 per vaccine for the administrative costs. The state is responsible for billing the insurance companies. And we've been in contact with the state, asked them if they've needed our assistance. And at this point, they've said no. They're getting about a 50% rejection of their claims, which is pretty high. And one of the reasons we asked them if they wanted our help in trying to recoup even more of their claims. But so far it looks like we may receive about $700,000. If all claims were honored and accepted, it could be as high when it's all said and done of 2 to 3 million. But it's looking right now that we're going to get about 700,000. That was the most recent communication we had with Shirley Payne down at State as of this morning.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve that the Health Department will apply for these grants.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Moving on to Portage Manor. It has been told to us that this would like to be tabled. They received another bid that they would like to look over. So, Council, do we need a formal action to table it?
Table this.
Is there a motion to table?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to infrastructure planning and growth. First item is the consent agenda. I will note there's an irrevocable letter of credit cash in Laurel Creek, sections 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have two special events, the 5th annual Flying Lion 5K on August 1st, 2021, and the 3rd annual John Seidler Memorial Kids Triathlon, August 4th, 2021. Any questions or comments related to any of these items? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve this consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, request approval of bid request for R&R 92102S Supplemental Package 1 Miscellaneous Resurfacing Rehabilitation on Various Roads.
I believe we can vote on these as one
I talked
package.
to Mr. Vedder for the
Okay.
meeting. I'm fine with that.
And there's also request approval of bid for R&R 92103-S Supplemental Package 2 Miscellaneous Resurfacing Rehabilitation on Various Roads. Mr. Sky.
Thank you. Sky Matters, County Engineer, Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth with offices on the 7th and 11th floor. What we have for you today is a request to advertise for bids for 2 supplemental pavement packages, Package 1 and Package 2 for resurfacing throughout the county. It'll mainly focus on subdivisions. There will be some secondary roads, but for the most part, this will be focusing on subdivisions. This is based on a request to use some of the American Rescue Plan lost revenue funds for the paving. And I would request your approval to advertise these projects.
And part of this was funding that we had lost
Yes.
due to COVID over the last year or so. So we've tried to put this in so we can maintain our normal level of paving. Any
Yes.
questions or comments?
Is this about 20 miles of total?
Between both projects, we're hoping between 15 to 20 miles. It
Okay.
depends on the numbers that come back, but we're hoping between 15 to 20. Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve this bid request advertisement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And finally, we have request approval of a professional service agreement with Donahue and Associates for NCEDA Area 1 sanitary and water improvements. Mr. Bill.
Good morning, Bill Shallow, Economic Development, part of Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth with offices on the 7th and 11th floor. Many moons ago, the Redevelopment Commission and the county entered into an agreement with St. Joe Energy Center to develop a energy center project out in New Carlisle. As part of that project, we together built water and sewer lines. At the end of the project, the water and sewer lines were to be transferred to the respective agencies that will own and maintain those lines and operate those lines. The water lines were built and were to be transferred to the town of New Carlisle. The sewer lines built and to be transferred to City of South Bend. Upon further review, it appears that that work had never been completed. So what we need to do is we'd like to hire Donahue and Associates, the team that designed the project, to provide us with the drawings and all the respective documentation that will then be able to allow for the transfer of those pipes to the respective parties. The work scope is a total not to exceed $6,600, and staff would request your approval. This has previously been approved by the Redevelopment Commission.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, quick question. What was the issue that the job wasn't completed or oversight or?
I think it was just one of those that there are a couple of things that we found as we've gone through files that this was never done. We thought it had been done a while ago. Actually, the project was operational back in 2018. We thought the work had been done. Town of New Carlisle went to issue a permit on a water line that they don't own. And so that raised a red flag. And we said, well, let's go back into the file and look. And so that's why we're finding that this was not done. And so we're working to correct that. So.
Okay, is there something put in place so that won't occur again, or is that just?
I think
the
just
nature
from
of the
a,
beast?
I think just in the future, just from a project management standpoint, we'll just do a better job of making sure the checklist, all the items get checked. So
Okay.
that was just something that just got missed along the way. So,
All right, thank you.
yep.
know. I remember when we talked about that a long time ago and didn't get it done. So I'm glad hopefully we can move forward and get it done really quickly now. That'd be great to help everybody.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve this professional service agreement with Donahue and Associates for the sanitary and water improvements.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to old business, there is none. Public comments. Are there any public comments? Good morning again, Dave.
Good morning, Dan Caruso, 305 Compton Street, New Carlisle. I'm just getting before you to remind everybody, this is Hometown Days weekend. Things get underway 3 o'clock Friday. There's a fireworks Friday night. The vendors really will start to be in the park on Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. Entertainment in the park, all kinds of food. It's a good weekend, and I'm not so sure about the weather forecast, but we got trees in the park. You can hide under the trees.
It's always sunny in New Carlisle.
Yeah.
When it needs to be.
But fireworks Saturday night, and all kinds of events. The wiffle ball tournament's going on.
World Wiffle Ball Championship.
The World Wiffle Ball Championship is going on. 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, with the finals at Migley Field by the library, which is pretty unique experience to sit there outside. Actually, it's Kobe Keck's home. It's his backyard. And watch the finals of that tournament. So owe it to yourself to come over there and see some of that, because it's a fun time. Thank you.
You said it started Friday
Thank you, Dan.
afternoon?
Friday at 3.
At 3, that's what I thought. Okay.
Any other public comments?
Yes, my name's Renee Putman with the 911 Center, if I may speak.
Most certainly. Good morning, Renee.
Hello. So I'm with the 911 Center, 58266 Downey Avenue. I'm also with Ask Me Local 164. We would just like to take this time to greatly, or thank you appreciatively for taking the time to meet with us, especially Commissioner Dieter, and taking the steps necessary to engage in new recruitment to the dispatch center, as well as retain the current staffing we have left. We look forward to continuing our relationship with you in the future. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
I have a question. Are you working an 8-hour or 12-hour shift today?
I'm actually on days off. So at the moment, I just worked a 12-hour shift last night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all the work y'all do.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Hearing and seeing none, a motion to recess is in order.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Tough luck. We are recessed. Have good days, everyone.